Hey, how's it going? I just got done doing a project on stenciling. I stenciled my honey box, and then I set about, after the video was done, to clean off my stencils. So this stencil still has stuff on it. I scrubbed off pretty much. I used the baby wipes, and I mixed the color of paint. I wanted it to match the color of my walls, which I said kind of reminds me of like a pale Dijon mustard color. So I have like a round palette. I don't have that with me right now, but it's the round version. Hey, let's try this. No, I can't get it out. Yeah, video. Whenever you're recording, nothing goes right. Let's try that one, because I looked up how to clean your stencils, like how to get the acrylic paint off, so you're not like scrubbing each and every stencil. And I took these and I cleaned them off with a baby wipe, but there is still residue on the inside there. And I thought, I think I'm gonna, I have this, which is, can you see it? It's very bad lighting. It's rosemary water, and it's very good for aches and pains. As a matter of fact, I need some right now because I pulled something in my wrist yesterday, and it's still kind of hurting a little bit. Turmeric capsules were very good for that, by the way. So I thought, I'm going to spray this. I sprayed this on the palette. Rosemary water. It's rosemary essential oil, which is what I have right here in this bottle. And I thought, so what I was going to do was soak the stencils, but now that I have this palette here, as you can see, it is a little bit, what is that, blue paint there? I had blue paint on there because the box I was painting was, I painted it blue. So I was doing that, and I had, what did I have with me? I just used my fingers, really. I don't know if I want to use my fingers right now. But I let that sit for a little bit, and it was not very long at all. I'm telling you, maybe it was a minute. I don't know. But all I did was I went like this. Now this has been sitting for a long time, but look at that. Look at that. So, wow. That's coming right up, So the more paint you have, maybe a little bit more sitting time or something. But I'm just gonna do this. Right, I want to do this. Oh, I thought it was coming through. It better not be coming through. This should be an airtight container, not airtight, but not leaky. So this is, I want the water for, and then I'm going to take a couple of drops of this. Right. And I'm just going to let that sit in there, stir it around a little. I don't know how much of it, like this is, one of these was ivory black. It might have been this one or this one. I can't remember. One is Mars Black and one is Ivory Black from Liquitex. So maybe there's a difference as far as how they are removed. But it removed the yellow, this pale Dijon mustard color from the stencils. Not this solution, but from that palette. I'm gonna get the palette. The palette is clean, so it doesn't show any of that gold color or that yellowy color. But I'll get it anyway. And I had what I had was I had all the paint mixed up in here, and I just sprayed it with this onto here, and I just let it sit for a little bit, and I cleaned stipple brush, you know, those stencil brushes, and I cleaned one of these brushes. I don't know how I can see, there's blue on this one, so maybe I should put that in here. Let this sit in here. Stir it around a little. Let's see if it gets it off. And also your palette, like, so this is totally clean. Totally. Okay, what's up there? Okay, not totally clean. But it just, like, it moistened it, and it, when I stirred it around here, it came all, it cleaned up. I thought, oh my gosh, will that work with my stencils? Because plastic. So this was, I'm going to use this one. Let's see. Look at that. Well, this one not so much. So this one, like, what is different about this paint? Some of it's coming off, though. Also, it's not totally soaking in it, so it's not, I didn't fill it up completely with water and then let the stuff soak in. I wasn't really planning to do the palette, but I don't want the, and then I just soaked it up with a tissue. This is a baby wipe, so the tissue had fragrance-free type of tissue. Like I said, this is a baby wipe, so I don't know. And it came right off, right into the tissue, the yellow, all the yellow paint. See, this is kind of working. Okay, I am kind of scrubbing. Let's try a tissue. Tissue. Tissue, but I hardly even know you. Who did I get that from? A friend from college, the college days. Well, it's peeling up, so that's promising. It's been sitting there for all that time. So this will take a minute, or, you know, a couple of minutes or something. You don't have to. I was just watching a video where a woman said that she cleans her stencils. She uses rubbing alcohol, and she lets it sit overnight, sometimes for a few days. And I'm thinking, oh, you just have a busy life because you don't have time to get to it. It's not sitting there for a couple of days because it needs to sit there for a couple of days. Look at that. So something that's stuck on there really hard, maybe a few more minutes than just a minute. Okay, let me get, it doesn't really matter if the black is on there or not, but I do want to put more water in, kind of coat the surface, and see if I can pick up some of the black paint. And you know, if it doesn't come off with rosemary essential oil and water, then at least your palettes will smell like pizza. Can't go wrong there, unless you hate pizza. Who hates pizza? Alright, some people hate pizza, some people hate chocolate. I can't wrap my head around that stuff. Okay, so this one is the offending one, the one that's really bad. So I'm just going to let that sit there for a bit. I could probably let them all sit. Let's try them all. All right. Or maybe this was, oh, this was the offending one, the top one there. So maybe I should put that on the bottom. All right. Just gonna let it sit there. I have no patience. This is for people who have no patience. Like, hey. Is it gonna work? I have no idea. Do I have something to scrub in between? An old paint. Let me see. I might have a toothbrush. I realize that's a long time to be waiting, and all you have to look at are soaking stencils. But I was in the bathroom where I'm rinsing off stuff, and this one is a little bit painty, so I'm gonna put that in there. And here's my old toothbrush. And this is the brush, the stipple brush I was using. And I should have a roll of paper towels here, I tell you. But I had this soaking, this brush, I had this brush soaking in water with rosemary in it, rosemary essential oil. And then what is this? This is like a rogue hair in my stencil brush. That's weird. I don't know what that is. That's weird. Easily sidetracked she is. Anyway, it got the paint out. So I'll have to, just in case, I'll also put some soap on it in case the oil, the rosemary oil, affects the painting or the stenciling from this brush. I don't know, let's see. This is cool water, this is not warm water or anything like that. I want to see, is there any paint on here? There's a little bit. Oh, but it is coming off like... I'm just using a brush because it's got little nooks and crannies, you know. A lot of stencils have nooks and crannies in them. Oh my goodness. Like that. Look at that. That comes right off. Wow. There's your tip. Let's see, maybe Tammy should have paper towels. Maybe she should be better prepared. Bite your tongue. Better prepared? What the heck? Uh-oh. Cat coming. I have a towel. Where's the towel? I have another towel here. See, I'm prepared, sorta. Sorta. Yeah, for those of you who don't like people who are disorganized, this is not the channel for you. Move on. Have a nice day. Okay. So let me see. I think if it's like super dried on, I would probably let it soak for an hour. But it did get off some of the stuff. And some of it's still soaking. So we're gonna let it soak. But, you know, the whole idea is, how do you get your stuff, your stencils clean? Well, you wash them off as soon as you use them. However, I was doing a project that required me to just continue stenciling, and I'm not going to say, I'll be right back as soon as I clean this stencil. I'll be right back as soon as I clean this stencil. And I'm not stenciling while I'm at the sink, so I can just throw my stencil, you know, in soapy water or something. So it's very inconvenient. Most people do not wash their stencils immediately after use. You know, and then the YouTubers who are crafting and showing you stuff like this, they're not at the ready right there at the sink or whatever. So this might come in handy. I might have to make 2 bottles. I put this in my hair because it darkens the few strands of gray hair that I have, so it does. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm not seeing all my hair. I don't want to show you my hair. Okay, but I just thought it was wonderful because it worked on the palette, and these stencils are plastic. So I'm thinking it's going to work on these too, and maybe all I really need to do is just maybe rinse them off with hot water, or maybe soak them and start with hot water or warm water with rosemary, and then let them soak for a bit, maybe an hour. But it worked for a few minutes on this plastic. I don't know if this type of plastic is everything comes off the minute. But actually, that's not true, because I had the bluish paint on here, purplish bluish paint. I let it dry, and then while I was letting the box dry, I went to the bathroom, to the sink, and I rinsed it off with water. And it took some scrubbing to get this off. And I thought, okay. But when I put this rosemary and the paint, or rosemary, onto that palette that had the other paint on it, it was sat for a minute at the most. And when I did this, I thought, hey, I wonder if it's done. I did this, and it all came up, all of it. And I just like, oh my gosh, I figured out, this is it, rosemary essential oil. So it rosemary does have like mentholated type of smell to it, but there's no menthol in rosemary. Rosemary is a plant. It's used in Italian cooking, mostly Italian cooking. A lot of people use it in American cooking, or maybe sometimes some people use it in Mexican cooking. I have no idea, but I know it's primarily used a lot in Italian cooking, Italian dishes. So this works. So I'm just going to let that sit a while. And I'll come back and maybe I can... Maybe this is a different type of plastic. I don't know. Or maybe I do need heavy duty something or another in there too. No, just gonna let it sit. Nope. I think because I want it to work now. I'm not saying it's going to clean everything, but it cleaned the acrylic paint off a palette, so pretty cool. And the paint that was on there was dry to begin with, so if you're thinking, oh, well, maybe it wasn't dry. No, it was dry. Yep. Okay, I'll be back. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. Okay, I'm back. And wow. It is almost 10, so it's been almost 3 hours exactly. 3 minutes shy of 3 hours exactly. So I got a little sidetracked, distracted by life and cats. So this looks pretty good. Except for, what can you see on the intricate, can you see the intricate different? You can kind of see that gold in there, right? Now this one, this has a lot. That has a lot of that stuff on there. So let's see. I'm gonna dip it in there. I want to see. At any rate, we're still gonna have to scrub. One person said that she was using a Tim Holtz scraper or something, and I thought, man, what else do they sell that's what? So I'm gonna use this reinstate your AARP membership card and see if that works. Hey, guess what? It does work. I got this for free. So, well, I should come down a little more. Let me zoom in. Okay, so I want to make sure I zoom in and that it's, wow, that looks very yellow. I'm actually looking in the screen panel to see if I can. Okay, this part here. A little bit. Alright, oddly enough, I only use this stencil one time, so I guess what we expect is that when we take it out of the solution that it's been soaking in, that all the paint is just going to slide right off, right? That's, I think, what we're expecting. How come I still have to scrub it? There'll be none of that. Okay, so right side. That stuff that I'm seeing in the screen panel, I cannot see without looking in the screen panel first. Like a little magnifying glass that screen panel is right now, zoomed in and whatnot. Not bad, like right there. Maybe that's on the other side. But I did clean it up. Okay. That's how I was wondering if this would work. Does it? Yes, it does. I'm not even pressing hard. Look at that. I took that right off. Of course, this is a soft bristle brush, by the way. I only brush my teeth with a soft bristle brush. Not this brush. No. Gotta move it. Okay. Can I make this my one of my 100 things thing? I think I will. This is, I think, number 12. Moving right along, but you know, I just started. Like, I just started. When did I start? Last week or something? Oh, yeah, look at that. I was also thinking, if you don't use rosemary essential oil, don't go out and buy rosemary essential oil just to clean stencils, because it can get a little pricey depending on what kind of rosemary oil you buy, and you could probably make your own rosemary, usually an essential oil. You can look up on YouTube how to make it. I don't make my own, but you can buy the plant. You can grow rosemary if you want to. I'll have to ask my friend. I think she does grow rosemary. Maybe I can get a couple of sprigs from her. And then I can try and make it. I mean, rosemary oil, essential oil. It's, you can do like the steam distilled, I think it is. I mean, you can make infused rosemary oil and infuse it with olive oil or something. Olive oil with rosemary. Oh wait, I have rosemary. What am I saying? I have rosemary. I have rosemary essential oil, and I have. They look like little. What am I? Actually, I gave her some. I gave her some dried rosemary leaves. They look like evergreen needles. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot about that. That was last year. I have rosemary tea. I've made from, well, is it really tea? Not the actual tea, but rosemary in tea bags. I think I have a video on it that I made last summer. Am I losing my stuff here? It helps too to kind of just coat it a little bit. No, I got a lot off there. I saw that. Okay, I'm going to flip it over because I think there are some paint spots, but what am I learning here? That the rosemary, even though I let it sit for 3 hours, just kind of a light, I'm not even brushing that hard. I'm just, that's it. Just a little bit, not a lot, not to cause any damage or anything. So that's a really good deal, I think. Okay, I grabbed, I'm gonna zoom out, a little thing of water here. Plain old water, straight from the tap, not filtered. So, stay right there, kitty. No, you can't come over. And I'm just gonna try it, although this is, I don't have another toothbrush. You know, I'm going in my head thinking, do I have another toothbrush? I mean, I get these toothbrushes all the time from the dentist. You see, right here, I'm advertising. Just a minute. So I say, thank you, Dr. Larry Franks, for my free toothbrush. Okay, so I use them, and then instead of throwing them out, I use them for art stuff. Or cleaning. They're good for getting into the grout, you know, the shower tiles and whatnot. That's, I got one of those shower walls or high tub walls, but there's tile above that, so I think, gosh, it's not like I look at my shower walls all the time. I can't see because I wear glasses, you know, so. Okay, so I'm going to try it with just water. See if I can, how much I can get off with just the water. Wet it down a bit. How are we doing there? How's it coming off? It's not coming off as readily with just the water, even though there's a smidge of rosemary in that brush still. Takes a little more scrubbing action. Okay. That pretty much cleared it up for me. Put this. I'm gonna put this over here. Okay, now I'm gonna wet this. Use my container here with the rosemary water. Okay, I was just kind of wetting it. Okay. Actually, I think if you do find something that where you can just take your soak it and then just go like this and it instantly comes off the whole stencil with just wiping it clean, I'm thinking it's gonna also compromise the stability of the plastic, you know, something that strong like paint thinner would, or nail polish remover, that might actually be bad for the plastic stencils, eventually just wearing them away. So there's no quick fix, but this one is not too shabby because this is, I use rosemary oil all the time, so I have it, and I'm going to use it. If it's going to help me, I'm going to use it. Okay, what do we got here? Pull it down more. What am I doing here? I might have to go a little slower with this one just because, see how those raised up like that? Alright, like that. Well, that was the helper of sorts, and maybe gotta get a screenshot. Oh yeah, that's right. Just set it all up and then mess it up. Yeah, and hey, screenshot time. Oh wait, what's that little thing in there? Piece of black paint. So what you see in there are flecks of the yellow paint. This container is a Sterilite container. It has two more that fit on top of it, and then this is the top one, and it had a tray, and I took the tray out and set it aside. So I thought, what do I have? This is perfect for 6x6 stencils, or for the smaller stencils, you know, just to let them soak. And I don't even think there's a 1/4 inch of water in here to soak the stencils. It doesn't have to be very much. And I did about 10 drops of rosemary essential oil. I'm going to put this here. Maybe take the paper towel out of the equation. Even though I did use a paper towel, I don't want it all bunchied up and everything. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot. Smile. Say cheese. Smile, say cheese. Alright, say. I'll probably keep both of those in just for viewers. Pure entertainment. I know when I watch them, I'm smiling and I'm saying cheese, and I'm the one who's doing these videos, so that's just weird, right? Dormy. 11:41 on Friday, June 1st. I forgot about that, giving a date and a time. Hello. So this will probably be posted in August, but I'll try and get it up soon. Sooner. Oh, I don't like that one. Do you feel young? Anyway. I set this on random. So there is no... Where is... Okay, I'm starting with A, but it's gonna be randomly selecting, not alphabetical order. Ooh, have an excellent day. Yeah, I think I might change that to exemplary. Have an exemplary day. Bye.